After playing the For Honor beta for about 8 hours straight yesterday, and only playing one character, and that's the Raider, I decided I'm going to put together a guide of how to use the Raider. I'm going to show you all of his basic attacks, I'm going to show you all of his abilities, so let's get right into it. So first of all, you have his basic attack, which is the chop and poke. That's a simple R1, R1, R1 combo. You can switch up the direction that you attack them from at any time. This attack is your most versatile. Wild swinging is your heavy attack combo. It's R2, R2, R2 to perform. You can switch direction at any time. It's heavy hitting, so you're going to want to be using this on enemies that have higher health than you, and you can also finish it up with an execution. Winding slashing is an R2, R1, R2 combo. Winding slashes is good for a switcher, in case your enemy is reading what you're doing. It's a lot harder to read the winding slashes than it is the wild swing or the chop and poke. Raider Fury you're going to want to use as a surprise attack. You're going to want to pull it out of nowhere so that they don't see it come in, because it's easy to interrupt and easy to defend against, because you just have to roll away from it. The Stampede charge is the same. If you can pull it off, it's extremely fun to use, but if anybody's any use at the game, they're just going to know that you can either back away from it or just simply light attack and it's done. The Reaping charge is good for group fights. If you're not in the group fight and you see your friend fighting, you're just going to want to sprint over with L3, tap R2, easy. The stunning tap has got to be my favourite move. I call it the dink, the little dink, the big dink, but whatever dink you want to call it. The stunning tap is your best friend. You back away, you jump forward, you dink, easy. You hold forward on the analog, tap X, tap R1, the dink does the rest. The Russian guard break is like, it's your best friend but your worst enemy. Sometimes it works and it's great, and sometimes it doesn't, as in the range is inconsistent. I've been at the range where I should hit it and it doesn't, and been at the range where I shouldn't hit it and it does. It's just really about the consistency of it. Otherwise, great move. To perform the guard break, you do the same as the stunning tap, except after X, you press square instead of R1. You then have your hero specific moves and abilities. The Raider earns extra renown in outnumbered fights. His revenge mode boosts damage and health, all attacks are uninterruptible, parries and throws knock enemies down, and attacks are auto parried on activation. The Raider also has the controlled throw. If you grab someone, you can throw them off an edge. Here's a clip of that.
Yeah, bud, get off my edge.
And finally, you have your reputation ability. These abilities are used for the domination mode. When you get points, you get reputation, and with reputation, you get little perks. The perks for the Raider are, at level 1, you get rush, trigger to gain movement speed for a short duration, tireless, which is a passive, lose stamina at a slower rate, body count, which is also a passive, killing soldiers grants you health and stamina. This is the one I use. It's the one I've used since the beginning. It's great. His level 2 reputation abilities are Marked for Death, reveal target's position and lower their health and defense. Inspire, allies deal more damage, soldiers fight faster. And Bear Trap, set a trap that deals damage and stops victims in their trap. His level 3 reputation abilities are Second Wind, recover some of your health. Fury, raise sprint speed slightly and attack defense greatly. And Battle Cry, increase ally damage and make enemy soldiers flee. Fourth and finally, his abilities are Fire Flask, throw a projectile creating a fire effect over an area. Stalwart Banner, nearby allies continuously regain health. And Slippery, activate to block all grab attempts for a while. I've only unlocked the Fire Flask, I don't actually know how you unlock the other two. Oh, you can see down the bottom, level 17 and level 19. Stalwart Banner is good for your team. Slippery I haven't even seen anybody use, but it looks quite useful. So that's all the abilities for the Raider. Personally, I really enjoy playing the Raider. He seems to be able to switch it up. He is good at countering other characters. He does have his own counters. There's 2 characters that I have in mind that I'm going to be doing videos on later. I have in mind that are good counters to this character. But if you know how to play, if you know how to counter somebody else, if you know how to stay on the defensive, build up your revenge meter and go on the offensive, then you should do fine. This character is good for beginners, good for experts, good for everyone. Vikings, boys, we in.